Crissy Field is one of San Francisco's most beloved public spaces. Seeing it today, few people would guess that this scenic national park went through several incredible transformations just in the last century. Before the arrival of Europeans, the Crissy Field tidal marsh extended from beyond its current location all the way to what is now Fillmore Street. It was a thriving ecosystem, supporting nearly 100 species of animals, including grizzly bears, elk, seals, and sea otters. The Ohlone peoples fished, hunted, and cultivated plants for medicinal uses here. As the city of San Francisco grew with Spanish settlements and later the gold rush, most of the natural habitats were destroyed. Sand from dunes all over the city were used to fill in streams, lagoons, and the bay. By the end of the 19th century, the Marina District covered the eastern half of the Crissy Field Marsh, then known as Harborview Basin. In 1912, the organizers of the Panama Pacific International Exposition dredged tons of sand from the bottom of the bay to fill the marsh. The land was then paved with a Grand Prix racetrack for races in 1915. The racetrack and the rest of Crissy Field were repurposed by the Army as part of the Presidio and used as an airfield from 1920 to 1936. As the Army's use of the airfield waned, the area fell into neglect and was used as a dump for Presidio household and industrial waste. The Army retained use of the land until 1972, when it was turned over to the National Park Service as part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Amid the chain-link fences, torn-up asphalt, and scraps of old tires, Walter A. Haas, Jr., an avid outdoorsman, saw the potential for this place to become a beautiful park. In 1986, his philanthropic foundation, the Evelyn and Walter Haas Jr. Fund, underwrote a study to assess what it would take to restore the cultural and natural resources of the site. The study yielded great hope, though the work ahead would not be easy. The National Park Service and its nonprofit support partner, the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy, set out to engage the community and raise funds to restore the airfield of the 1920s, recreate a portion of the marsh wetlands, and improve facilities for recreational users. In 1998, spurred by the Haas Jr. Fund's lead gift and energized by the Parks Conservancy's Help Grow Crissy Field campaign, the entire community rallied to the cause. Thousands of donations poured in, and more than $34.4 million was raised. From 1998 to 2001, Crissy Field was transformed, starting with the removal of 15,000 tons of rubble from the shoreline, 87,000 tons of hazardous material, and 230,000 cubic yards of fill material during the restoration of the tidal marsh. With the heavy lifting done, more than 3,000 volunteers from all over the Bay Area came and rolled up their sleeves to plant over 100,000 native plants to restore the habitat that had disappeared during the 20th century. Community funding and volunteer hours made possible a restored grassy airfield, revitalized marsh, and shoreline promenade. After 3 years of working side by side, more than 80,000 people came together on May 6, 2001, to celebrate its shared achievement. Since the restoration, the site attracts more than 1 million people every year, and biologists have identified numerous fish and bird species in the tidal marsh, including herons, egrets, ducks, and gulls. Altogether, the restored habitat helps to protect a national park site that's home to 35 endangered, rare, and threatened species. The Crissy Field project would not have been complete without an environmental education facility, the Crissy Field Center, to ensure support from all parts of the community for the continued stewardship of the land in the future. Located at East Beach, the Crissy Field Center is a partnership program of the National Park Service, the Presidio Trust, and the Golden Gate National Parks Conservancy. Its programs target underserved urban youth and serve 20,000 young people every year. In just 10 years, the center has become a national model for environmental education and youth leadership. Currently, due to highway construction next to its original building, the Crissy Field Center is housed in a temporary, state-of-the-art facility that's one of the nation's greenest national park buildings. In addition to its sustainable materials, this modular building uses solar thermal, solar panels, and vertical axis wind turbines. Its energy use is monitored online and serves as a teaching tool in the center's programs. The center uses Crissy Field as its outdoor classroom. As part of the Keep Crissy Field Growing 10-year anniversary campaign, the Parks Conservancy has collected stories on Facebook. In May 2011, we hosted a celebration for members on Crissy Field. Join us to help keep Crissy Field growing and the Crissy Field Center thriving by donating to the Parks Conservancy or volunteering in the parks.